Hello, dear listeners. Today, we are going to delve into the third Adhigaram of Thirukural, which focuses on emphasizing virtue. This ancient text holds timeless wisdom that remains relevant to our lives even today. Let's explore its profound teachings in depth. This Adhigaram is titled as Aran valiyuruthal. Aran means virtue, and valiyuruthal means to emphasize. It falls under the main category of Aram and the subcategory of Pairam. The first three Kurals in this Adhigaram explains the benefit of adhering to virtue in our daily lives. The first Kural suggests that those who adhere to virtue gain everlasting fame and prosperity. It's a reminder that virtue brings lasting rewards, whereas indulging in vices may offer quick gains, but they are short lived. The path of a virtuous person may appear long and challenging, but in reality, it is the easiest way available to anyone. This encourages us to understand that the rewards of virtue far outweigh any hardships we might face. The second Kural is an extension of the first, emphasizing that there is no better motivation in one's life than virtue. Conversely, there is no greater misfortune that can befall a human than forgetting the importance of maintaining virtue. The third Kural mandates that every action, whether big or small, must be done in an ethical and virtuous way. This principle applies equally to everyday trivial matters as it does to more significant life decisions. It reminds us of the universal application of ethical conduct. Valluvar and Thirukural are known for their simplicity and clarity. The fourth and fifth Kural exemplify this by offering straightforward definitions of virtue. The fourth Kural emphasizes the significance of maintaining a pure mind as the greatest virtue. This underlines the importance of inner purity and moral integrity. When our thoughts and intentions are virtuous and untainted, our actions and interactions with the world are likely to be positive and ethical. The second part of the fourth Kural is equally significant, suggesting that without a pure mind, everything else is mere noise and confusion. Impure thoughts and intentions distort our actions, beliefs, and perceptions. It extends to how we see ourselves and the external world, clouded by personal biases and desires. In the essence, the fourth Kural reminds us that genuine virtue starts with the mind, and maintaining a pure mind is the key to living a life of honesty, integrity, and authenticity. In a world filled with distractions and temptations, this ancient wisdom remains as relevant today as when it was written centuries ago. The fifth Kural introduces four ways of being virtuous. These principles guide us to refrain from coveting others, curb excessive desires, control anger, and avoid words that intentionally harm others' well being. The sixth Kural advises us to engage in virtuous deeds without delay, even the smallest deeds. The compounded goodness from multiple virtuous deeds will safeguard us during difficult times. The seventh Kural elaborates on the benefits of virtue by using an analogy. It explains the advantages of leading a virtuous life and the disadvantages of leading a non virtuous life through a comparison to a person seated in a palanquin and the people who bear the palanquin. The life of the person inside the palanquin is effortless and smooth, while the life of those who indulge in vices is akin to that of the palanquin bearers, full of pain and despair. The eighth Kural offers a reassuring message, emphasizing the profound benefits of leading a virtuous life. It likens one's persistent commitment to virtue to an unyielding rock that obstructs the path of rebirth, paving the way for the attainment of eternal bliss. According to the principles of karma, the soul or Atma undergoes cycles of birth and rebirth, influenced by the accumulation of good and bad deeds in the current lifetime. In this context, our ancestors were imparted with wisdom that encouraged simplicity and purity in their lives. This guidance aimed to prevent the soul from being reincarnated to settle past karmic debts. Instead, they were urged to engage in virtuous activities that would accrue positive karma, thus liberating their souls from the repetitive cycle of mundane existence and ultimately leading to a transcendent union with the Paramatma. This profound teaching underscores the power of virtuous living in shaping our spiritual destiny and attaining eternal fulfillment. The ninth Kural defines a virtuous life as the greatest joy attainable on earth, emphasizing that everything else obtained through vices, be it fame or pleasure, is ultimately fleeting. The tenth and the last Kural in this Adhigaram reminds us that if something needs to be continued throughout one's life, it is the effort to pursue a virtuous life. Conversely, if something needs to be stopped, it is anything that is opposite to virtue. Now let's take a closer look at my favorite Kural from this Adhigaram, the fifth Kural. It advises from refraining from coveting what belongs to others, emphasizing the importance of contentment and discouraging jealousy. It recognizes that longing for others' possessions can lead to unethical actions and unhappiness. The Kural also highlights the significance of avoiding excessive desires, reminding us that an insatiable craving for material possessions or power can lead to unethical behavior, often at the expense of others' well being. Furthermore, the fifth Kural encourages controlling one's anger, acknowledging the destructive potential of unchecked anger, which can lead to actions that harm both oneself and others. By keeping one's emotions in check, it fosters better relationships and personal growth. Lastly, the Kural underscores the importance of avoiding words that intentionally hurt others' well being. It encourages compassionate communication, emphasizing that our words hold the power to uplift or harm others. Choosing kindness and empathy in our speech contributes to a harmonious and virtuous society. In summary, the fifth Kural offers timeless guidance on the four essential dimensions of virtue, teaching us to refrain from coveting, curb excessive desires, manage anger, and communicate with compassion. Embracing these principles can lead to a more virtuous, ethical, and harmonious life, both for oneself and for society as a whole. These teachings, rooted in ancient wisdom, remain profoundly relevant and valuable in our contemporary world. I look forward to sharing more insights with you in the next episode. Until then, stay connected and stay curious.